Hey, howdy-o, everyone. Lost Leader here. We're back in action to talk about something very important that pisses me off. Okay, so usually, I would talk about something about transitioning and whatnot, but legitimately enough, this is just a straight-up concern over everything else as a majority. And that has to deal with the word boss. Why do people think it's a good nickname for people? I really, really don't get that, and it pisses me off how much people use boss as a nickname. If you use boss as a nickname, you are a condescending dick, or you at least want to be looked at in that way. Whenever someone says boss to me, like, hey boss, how's it going? I do not think, oh, this is a pal that I could wholly, just go with and whatnot. What I'm thinking of when someone says boss to me is like, obviously I'm superior to you, but I'm saying boss jokingly because you'll never be a boss to me. Which I'm just like, screw you, guy. I don't want to be associated with you ever. So, it's just something that I hear quite often at my job, and I hate it. I really, truly hate it. Please don't use boss. It's a terrible word, and it's always used in this sort of demeaning sense, and I hate it so much. And I just, it doesn't help that it has implications of maleness, which is just like why there are female bosses, but yet it's not used in that way, and just every time it bothers the crap out of me. It has nothing to do with just straight up being trans. It has everything to do with just straight up you being an ass about it. But what does have to be dealt with about being trans and whatnot is how often I'm called sir. I'm called sir a lot. I hate it. See, at my old job, that's technically my same job, but I moved locations, I was sometimes mistaken for female, and that was really great because I love it. I love when people call me a lady and pretty and all that such and such. But now at this job, not so much, and I don't quite understand it because I work near an old folks' home, and old folks, they have a tendency to misgender me. Oh, rather, not misgender. Misinterpret my sex, I guess is the best way to say it. They gender me correctly, but it's just very, very annoying how that kind of stuff goes, just sort of. My point being is that I get called sir a lot, and at my job I feel constantly just down about it. Like, I legitimately do. As much as I don't like the nickname boss, sir is just the other way around. Like, boss is just, you're kind of a dick. Sir is just like, I have to internalize this, and I hate it so much. And I don't want it. I don't want to be called sir. I do not want to be called all these things like man, he, and dude, and just, I mean, I don't mind dude so much, because, in California, dude is used for literally everything, but sir, and just man, and, it's hard. It's really hard to ignore it. And I know it seems like it's a petty thing at first, but just think about it this way. What if someone kept calling you Squibbles? Let's just say someone kept calling you Squibbles over and over again. You constantly go, like, I don't want to be called Squibbles. So they start calling you things like variations of that. Like Squabbles, Skip Scap, and sometimes on occasion, Dennis. Just why? You don't want that. I don't want that. No one wants to be called Dennis. Just, Okay, no offense to Dennis people out there. This is just a joke. I'm sorry. But for real though, you don't want to be called something that you're not. That's the biggest point when it comes to these nicknames and whatnot. And just, it's an easy way to kind of demean people into a certain situation where you don't even know them. Admittedly enough, nicknames are also like, they could be humanizing. They could be to the point of just like, oh, I know this person for so long, that's how I know them. This is their nickname that I have for them. But if you don't know the person, if for say you don't know them, then it turns into a different thing where you're not trying to know them. You feel me? The more and more you actually use nicknames to say someone's name without actually saying their name, then that is a problem. And you get that a lot in customer service, retail, fast food, diner services and whatnot. They'll do that kind of stuff to you, and it's very, how to say, annoying. It is probably the most annoying part of the job, in all honesty, when it comes to customer service. It's not a super big deal at first. It always isn't a big super deal at first. But these kind of things pile on, pile on, and pile on, and pile on, and pile on, and just kind of keeps going up and up and up and up. The more and longer you work in retail and customer service and diners and all that such and such, it gets more annoying real fast. You hear a lot of the same jokes. You see a lot of people doing the same things that they usually do, because despite the contrary, people are very similar. They are very, very similar. And it's very annoying. And I do my best to just fight off these norms by not responding to them the way they want me to. Mainly the whole entire, I made it this morning. I'm not going to respond to you. Like, if I do, it's just kind of like a deadpan, like, yeah, it looks good. Like, that's like really it. It'd be like super deadpan, and I wouldn't laugh at it and whatnot. And I'm telling you right now, anyone in customer service that laughs at that joke is doing it out of quote pity customer service, because they just want you to just kind of go, and they don't really know how else to just let you just have that. Because let me tell you right now, that's not an original joke in any way, shape, or form. And it's really, really annoying. Really, really annoying. Do not say that. I swear to God, if I hear any of you people saying that to me, I swear. I normally don't get upset about these kind of things. I wouldn't be so mad at these kind of situations, but it's a lot. It's a lot. Like, a lot. That's just the way it is, the way customer service is, and you get a lot of things. And I think that's what a lot of people don't understand about customer service, retail, diners, services, and fast food and all that such, is you will hear the same things constantly over and over again. You are feeding to the masses, and the masses, surprisingly enough, not an original source of material. They just ain't. That is not like a thing that they do. And you hear it again and 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 again. And there's never a problem. A large majority of customer service is dealing with the same thing over and over again. And while one poke is annoying, just the one poke, constantly doing that one poke will get annoying after a while. You just want to swat it away. You just want to get rid of it. In a lot of ways, if you've ever been in customer service, you should start understanding how trans people feel when you dead name them, when you misgender them, when you do all this and that about them. I suppose it's a good sort of metaphor in a lot of ways. Simile? I never really know about the English stuff so much. But the bigger point being, don't do it. Just, try not to do it. We all appreciate the effort of you not trying to misgender us, trying to do your best not to do things that just are kind of dickish and all that such. But there's only so much we could take, and sometimes we explode. And that's what happens. It's just what happens. Sometimes you just want to explode on these people. And ain't no one paying you to get all those sir comments online and such. No, sir. So it makes a lot of sense why things happen the way that they do. When suddenly they hear a big old blow up, oh, I just misgendered you once. What the heck? That's probably why. You were probably the straw that broke the camel's back. That's just the way it goes, where the cookie crumbles and all that such. But suffice to say, that's just what it is. It's a constant annoyance, and it's a constant badgering thing, and it's just you don't need to do it. If you can make someone's day easier just by gendering them correctly, why wouldn't you do it? That's the thing that gets me the most. I know why people can't do it for me, because I work at the job. I haven't exactly came out at my job. So, there's a lot of things that are multi-layered in that situation where I just I can't quite do this, and I wish I could. But I also kind of just one of my customers, well, not customers, but rather my coworker. They're all I'm proud of being a man. I'm just oh no. But I said it out loud, like super fast. I was like, yeah. They might start questioning things and whatnot. I won't doubt that one bit. I tend to make my opinion very known pretty fast on these kind of situations, regardless of everything. And I'm not exactly super worried about being fired from my job just for being trans, because that means like a lawsuit. I mean, that means I could I'll just be free. Whatever, it's fine. Regardless, I hate nicknames. I really do. And I don't mean like nicknames that like my friends give me. Because my friends are allowed to nickname me. My family's allowed to nickname me. They know me for a long time. But if I barely know you and you're starting to go out with boss and all this stuff, no. It's just like, what? No. Don't. I hate nicknames. I hate them. I hate being called sir. I hate that. I'm just glad I don't really have a dead name in the right sense of the phrase. Because most trans people do have dead names, and they have their new names that they have. I'm not exactly a big fan of the whole entire let's create a whole entire new name for yourself and all that such, but that mostly has me to do with just like kind of like derive from your dead name into something else that's like according to that. But at the same time, it's like no one gets to like fully name themselves as a baby, so it's just like, oh. It's just one of those situations where I'm just like, I would rather have a different method rather than you have to use their dead name. That's not what I'm suggesting at all. I'm not suggesting that we call them by their dead name at all. It's just like, talk to your parents. They should have an alternative name, like legitimately enough, or they should have like a name that's gender neutral. That would be super cool. That's what I got. I got a gender neutral name. I got lucky. But I know a lot of people don't. And it just kind of like, want things to match magically. It's not a bad thing. By all means, it's not a bad thing. It's just something that just I know is an unpopular opinion amongst the trans community. And by no means am I trying to instate it. It's just something that I don't like. Because literally, it's just give me correlations. Not just a name that you like. I mean, it's okay to have a name that you like. That's the whole point of the situation and whatnot. It's just, I like patterns. I like when things fit in certain degrees and whatnot. That's what I like. So, yeah, I just wish there was a better system for that. But don't dead name. Don't nickname. Being nice to customer service people. They put up with a lot of bullshit, and it's all the same bullshit. I'm not even joking. Like, that's what makes it so soul crushing. It's always the same thing. Like, if it was something different, if the customer came in regularly and yelled at you in comparison, for like a coupon in comparison to like someone trying to like rob the store, like every now and again, at least things will shake up a bit. But no, this is like, getting yelled at a customer again because they didn't accept their 39-cent coupon. Guess they really needed it. Whatever. Till next time, folks. I'll rant about things later, I suppose. But yeah, I was just looking at my little thing and I was like, oh yeah, I haven't talked about nicknames, have I? And it gets me riled up. Riled up. Alright, sayonara. Boy.